Have you ever wondered why some shots make you feel like you're standing right next to the actor, while others make you feel like you're spying on them from far away? Let's find out. Hi, it's Hanyo, and you're watching From Script to Screen. Today I want to dive into something that might sound purely technical at first, but is actually one of the most powerful tools you have as a filmmaker or photographer: the focal length of your lens. Now, choosing the right lens for a job is one of the most important decisions you can make as a photographer, cinematographer, or director. Because it's a tool to deepen how you tell stories, how you capture emotions, and how you can shape the viewer's experience. Some famous directors plan their entire films around a specific lens. For example, Stanley Kubrick was known for his extensive use of wide-angle lenses to create eerily symmetrical and unsettling scenes, as in The Shining. So let's have a look at the emotional language of lenses. Think of lenses as storytellers with distinct voices. For example, in The Grand Budapest Hotel, Wes Anderson uses wide-angle lenses to emphasize symmetry and detail in the set design, but also to show the character's position within their quirky world. Wide-angle lenses exaggerate perspective. Objects close to the camera look huge, while those far away look tiny and distant. This creates a sense of vastness, depth, and sometimes intimacy. You can emphasize a character's emotional state by placing them close to the lens, almost invading the viewer's personal space. Wide-angle lenses excel at capturing expansive scenes, landscapes, architecture, or cityscapes. But it's not just about fitting everything in the frame. Think of films like The Revenant. The vastness of nature depicted in that movie is overwhelming, and the wide-angle shots place us inside that harsh world with the protagonist, making us feel his vulnerability against the enormous wilderness. Or in Children of Men, wide-angle shots are often used to immerse us in the chaotic dystopian world. The wide lenses make the space feel unstable and unpredictable, even though we see everything going on in the background, or because we see everything going on in the background. But you should keep in mind that wide-angle lenses can introduce a lot of distortion, especially around the edges of the frame. Now, this can be used creatively to suggest unease or surrealism, but it can also look unprofessional if not handled well. So, if you want to show a character's relationship to their environment, or create a dynamic and energetic scene with exaggerated movements, for example in a fight scene, or you want to shoot in a tight space where every inch counts, a wide-angle lens is your best friend. Now, telephoto lenses do the exact opposite. They narrow the field of view and compress the distance between objects, flattening the perspective. The background and foreground seem squished together, and the depth of field often becomes very shallow. This can feel voyeuristic and sometimes also disorientating because you can't really place the subject within the scene. This effect is ideal for isolating subjects from busy backgrounds, making them stand out. A telephoto lens creates creamy, blurry backgrounds with lots of bokeh, which draws the attention to the subject itself. A classic example of telephoto lens use is Mike Nichols' The Graduate. The film often frames Benjamin, played by Dustin Hoffman, through telephoto lenses that compress space and isolate him from his surroundings. This visual choice mirrors Benjamin's emotional distance and confusion, amplifying his sense of alienation and entrapment within the suburban world he inhabits. Unlike wide-angle lenses that open up space, telephoto lenses here visually squeeze the frame, making the environment feel claustrophobic. Telephoto lenses can also build tension by restricting the viewer's spatial awareness. In horror movies or thrillers, shooting with telephoto lenses can make the audience feel trapped, mirroring the character's emotions. This brings me to a real creative question I'm currently wrestling with for my next project, which takes place mostly inside a prison. How do I visually convey the feeling of entrapment? Should I lean heavily on telephoto lenses to compress the space, making the walls feel closer and the characters suffocate within the environment? Or would wide-angle lenses better serve the story by exaggerating the distance and isolation between prisoners, emphasizing their emotional and physical separation? If you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments below, and maybe also quickly explain why you lean towards one or the other. Because these are the kinds of intentional choices that turn technical decisions into powerful storytelling tools. And they are why understanding focal length isn't just for gearheads, but for anyone who wants to shape an audience's experience. At the end of the day, a lens isn't just a tool to capture images. It's a narrative device. The choices you make about focal length affect how your audience emotionally connects with the characters or settings, how much information you reveal about the scene's environment, and the psychological impact of your visuals, consciously or subconsciously. If you want to know more about filmmaking techniques, leave a like and follow, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.